Hi, this is Paul Sullentrop from the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com with your fourth stop on the Missouri Valley Conference Travel Channel. I'll be showing you a little bit about Drake University in the city of Des Moines, Iowa. Drake is one of 4 private schools in the Missouri Valley Conference. It was founded as a Christian college, now it's non-denominational. It has enrollment of about 5,300, making it the second smallest school in the Missouri Valley Conference. Won't talk much about Des Moines because it's a city that I don't spend a lot of time on. Drake doesn't have baseball, so there's no weekend trips for me, and for basketball I often drive up and drive back without spending the night in Des Moines. So outside of its reputation as a more sophisticated version of Omaha and its prominent place in electing presidents, I don't know much about Iowa's capital. Des Moines' population is about 500,000, making it the second largest Missouri Valley Conference city. Now, to varying degrees, all Missouri Valley Conference schools are somewhat overshadowed by larger schools in the state, and that's more true about Drake and Des Moines than any other MVC city except for Evansville. Iowa State is located about 40 minutes away, and the University of Iowa is also a big story around the city and in the state. So for Drake, the fight for attention, being a small private school and without a lot of basketball success in recent years, that fight is an uphill battle. There is a nice campus area around Drake with some stores, a movie theater. I know the Drake Diner is a good place to go to eat, and it's also a good place if you want to get your picture taken with a big bulldog. The Drake Diner is the place to go. Drake plays in the Knapp Center, which has, I think, fallen near the bottom of the arenas in the Missouri Valley Conference with all the latest building and facilities improvements that have gone on around the conference. It's the Valley's second smallest arena. It has a capacity of just over 7,000. It was built in 1992, and it's the kind of place where you go in there, you always kind of expect a PE class to break out at any moment. It's kind of got that rec center feel to it, and Drake students use that arena more than most in the Missouri Valley Conference for their basketball, volleyball. There's a running track around it, and so that definitely contributes to the atmosphere of it being not just an arena for basketball. While it's well maintained, still relatively new, I don't think it's the kind of place that would wow recruits. That's not to say the Knapp Center is without its advantages. Its seats are close to the court, so it can really provide a good home court advantage. And it doesn't require a capacity crowd to get pretty loud. The seating capacity of about 7,000 is just about perfect for Drake, whereas there are a lot of MVC schools that play in arenas that are, a little too big for them. 1,000 seats or so that are too large. I think this is something that Drake, if it gets good, can really come close to filling and having a good home court arena. New coach Ray Giacoletti comes from Gonzaga, and they play in a 6,000 seat arena, so he's experienced in dealing with that size arena. He knows that that the seating capacity isn't the only thing that matters when you're putting together a good basketball program. They are adding an $8 million practice facility next to the Knapp Center, which is a source of optimism around there. And I think Giacoletti's arrival and the construction of the new practice facility, which will include 2 basketball courts and locker rooms and those kind of things, really make people think that people around the program think that the university is getting more serious about its basketball programs. So while Drake usually ranks near the bottom of the MVC in attendance, I think it's the kind of place where people would come back pretty quickly, given a good reason. Drake averaged over 6,000 fans in 2008 when it won its most recent Missouri Valley Conference title. That was a very entertaining team, one of my favorite teams to watch since I've been covering the Missouri Valley Conference. And at that point, the Knapp Center had was a really good atmosphere. A lot of people were there, and I think it can be that way again if you give people a reason to come back. Drake is perhaps most well known for the Drake Relays, the very prestigious track and field meet held each spring at Drake Stadium. Drake plays one non-scholarship football in the Pioneer League, which is a 12-team conference made up mostly of other kind of small private schools like Butler, Dayton, and San Diego. If you're looking for some interesting reading, you should search the internet for the Johnny Bright story. Bright is regarded as Drake's greatest football player, and he was in the middle of an incident in the 1950s that briefly caused Drake and Bradley to leave the Missouri Valley Conference. It's a very interesting story and worth looking up. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. You can find the previous stops from the Missouri Valley Conference Travel Channel on the Shockways blog. Next week, the Shockers travel to Terre Haute, Indiana, and Cedar Falls, Iowa. We will see you then. Thanks.